In order to create, edit, manage rubrics in Turnitin assignments, the first thing you need to do is access the rubric manager. And one really easy way to do that is to go into your assignment inbox for whatever assignment it is that you're interested in associating the rubric with, and just click on Edit Assignment. The first thing that brings up is a whole bunch of information about when it's due and when students can access their feedback. Under Optional Settings, a whole bunch of stuff, including the rubric manager. Opening the rubric manager, the first thing that comes up is whatever rubric is alphabetically first in the list of ones that you have responsibility for. To create a new rubric, you simply use this drop down menu here, Create New Rubric. By default, what we have is several features. It's got 4 different criteria, it's got 3 scales of achievement, and it's a quantitative, automatically scoring rubric at the moment. This is the first thing that I'm going to change, is making this a qualitative rubric, because at the moment it will automatically calculate a score for the paper based on whatever boxes I tick, and that's not useful for most of the essay marking that I'd be interested in. So I'm going to click 0 to make that a qualitative rubric, and now this is just descriptive text. So I can now edit the criteria, and these might be things like writing style, relevance of the answer, the engagement with literature, and referencing. And then the scales of achievement might range from poor through acceptable up to good. And then we simply fill in each one of these boxes to give a description of poor writing and acceptable writing or good use of literature and so on. And these are going to be the boxes that I tick when I go back into the Turnitin paper and actually do the marking. Now, 4 criteria and 3 levels of achievement may be enough, but if it's not, we simply use the plus buttons for scales and criteria in order to add more of them. So for instance, I'm going to add a 4th scale, which is excellent. Okay, so once I've got a full table of information, I can simply give that rubric a title, demonstration rubric, and save that. Once it's saved, close it, and then we find in that drop down menu here I can associate demonstration rubric and submit, and associate that to the assignment that I'm in. There are other ways of creating rubrics and managing to associate them with your assignment. If we launch the rubric manager again and press this button, it allows us to import rubrics using 2 different methods. First is using an Excel file, and the other way of doing it is using a Turnitin rubric file, which typically you would have been sent by somebody. So if you want to use an Excel file, you simply follow these instructions and create your Excel file. So I'm going to go to one that I prepared earlier, and it's laid out much the same. We find that you've got the scales of achievement across the top row here, and the criteria down the first column, and each of these boxes then is filled in. Okay. If I select File and I go and find that Excel rubric demo, there it is, and it's going to upload that file. I can now view that file as a rubric, and I can edit it again and close it. Excel rubric demo is now in my list of available rubrics. Finally, you might have an actual rubric file that's been created through Turnitin. You see just here it says the Turnitin rubric file is in an RBC file format. Now you can create one of these yourself by exporting it and saving it wherever you like as an RBC file. The reason I mention this is because the standard BA essay rubrics that Rob and I developed are available as an RBC file, and I can just email you that. You can then go to import and you can select the file and find the RBC form just there. So there's my standard BA essay. I'm going to close that. So once you've decided which one of these you actually want for use in your assignment, you just press submit, and it takes you back to the assignment inbox. So then when you go in to your assignment to edit it, you'll find that if you click this button in the bottom right hand corner to access your rubric, there is the rubric that you uploaded or created.